How can this problem be solved? Confucianism and Mahayana Buddhism. When you encounter these problems, they are really easily resolved. So, in the year before last, the UK already incorporated Buddhist studies into the school curriculum. This is an official government directive. Schools, universities, materials include Buddhist scriptures. The UK is a Christian country. They took the lead, and we are doing it today, falling behind while others are moving forward. Australia is now hosting forums for 20 weeks. Also a leading star in the world. They bring together leaders from academia and religious circles. Scholars and experts come to discuss and research, adapting to the 21st century in this field of study. I have participated in forums and visited the universities. In Australia, the universities place great importance on this. Right? Because Australia's current policy is open to immigration. Immigrants from different parts of the world have moved there. Our cultural backgrounds, thoughts, and beliefs are different, yet we need to live together with Australians in one society. How can we eliminate the barriers within this? Achieve understanding through education, mutual assistance and coexistence for mutual prosperity. They have this goal. The dean of the college at this school came to ask me. I also told him about the Avatamsaka Sutra. They were very pleased to hear it. They really hope I can start a course. I was detained here by Lin Ryun. He built such a large temple here, spent so much money renovating the 4th and 5th floors, costing over 1.6 million. If I ran away, I would be speaking of morality. I am not speaking of personal gain. National morality. I would be letting him down. So no matter how good the environment outside is, I have no choice but to follow him. If he can have the best of both worlds, that would be even better. If not, should I give up the university in Australia and come here? We have had a relationship for 10 years. There is always this bond and gratitude, right? We must not be fickle and change our minds easily. Indeed, we cannot do this, as doing so would set a negative example for society. That would cause social unrest and instability. We uphold morality and are not tempted by even the greatest benefits. This sets a positive example for society. No one is greedy. No one covets fame, wealth, or luxury. When we talk about righteousness, society becomes very stable, just like how everyone in this area lives happily. This is more important than anything else. The Buddha's teachings and the scriptures guide us in these matters. How can we go against them? To attain liberation is to truly gain the national treasure of wealth. So, speaking from the original perspective, the national treasure of the future will be forever free from the cycle of reincarnation. Not only to escape the 6 realms, but to transcend the 10 Dharma realms, truly reaching the one true Dharma realm. The Western Pure Land is a type of Dharma realm, not just a concept or idea. It is incredibly magnificent. That's why the Buddhas of the 10 directions praise it. When we encounter it in this lifetime, we must make a firm decision to go If you want to achieve it, you must follow the teachings thoroughly. The teachings must be comprehensive. Read the scripture every day for clarity. You need to eliminate the habits and troubles accumulated over countless lifetimes. Follow the teachings well. I taught this scripture when I talked the 3 cups and 9 grades. I have a perspective. It's different the ancient view. My view is easier for everyone to understand. I say let's talk in terms of percentages. If you take this scripture and achieve 100% of it, every word and sentence is accomplished. No discount. You will definitely reach the highest grade. Why? The foundation. Mind, vow, understanding, and practice align with Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha's mind, vow, insight, and practice are all recorded in this scripture. Then you ascend to the highest heaven. If I can't fully achieve what's in this scripture, and I achieve 90%, but there's still a part I can't achieve, then you'll be reborn in the middle grade of the highest realm. If I can't even achieve 90%, but I can achieve 80%, does it drop another level? Upper level of the lower grade. If I can't achieve 80%, but I can still achieve 70%, middle grade of the upper level. This way, it keeps descending until you reach the lower level of the lower grade. How much do you need to achieve? You need to achieve 20%. In other words, as mentioned in the scripture, you need to achieve 20%. If you can't achieve 20%, then you'll just have to form a connection with Amitabha Buddha, and you won't be able to go this time. Right? That's what the ancients said. Even if you chant Buddha's name until your throat is hoarse, it's in vain. You can't go to this level. Then for men, which lifetime can you be reborn? See in which lifetime you can achieve 20%. You can be reborn in the lowest grade. My explanation here is much better than what's said in the Contemplation Sutra. Think about it. It makes sense, doesn't it? I do have a point. Using this method to judge the 9 grades of rebirth, why don't we make an effort? Achieve it 100%. Is it really difficult to achieve 100%? There's no difficulty at all. It's hard to release delusions, biases, attachments. You don't realize all delusions and discriminations are false, they are empty. Why not let go? Truly let go and you'll reach the highest heavens. This is what we should strive for in this lifetime. Everything else is false. Being an emperor or a heavenly king in this world is all false. None of it is the truth. Wealth and glory can't be preserved. You can't hold them. Even a heavenly king will still die, and after death will still undergo reincarnation. That is a lack of wisdom. Below, these 2 positions are held by 16 bodhisattvas. The 16 bodhisattvas, I will provide a rather detailed introduction here. Once you understand each bodhisattva, you can learn from them. Take the 16 bodhisattvas. There. Strengths and specialities. We have learned them all. We become a perfect bodhisattva. I have all the formations of each bodhisattva. All are complete. I'm not just learning from 1 or 2. I'm learning from all 16. All 16 bodhisattvas are our teachers. We are very earnest and diligent in learning from them. So what these 16 bodhisattvas represent is the text of the entire sutra. Therefore, the names of the bodhisattvas at this point are the general outline of the entire sutra. From this understood, Elder Shia Tianju divides it evenly from this point. You'll see that it makes sense. Earlier. The representation of the Dharma by the Bhikshu Bodhisattvas is a general representation of the Mahayana, representing the entire Buddhist teachings. The emphasis of the representation is on respecting the Dharma path. These 16 lay bodhisattvas represent the path. It is definitely the original text. It's so fitting. The content of this sutra is exactly this. 16 outlines. Please look at the first one. To complete the restoration of the masters, study, dispute. On the surface of the scripture, it refers to the earlier part. Among metaphors of bodhisattvas and among the lay bodhisattvas, everyone abides by it together. Learning the virtues of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. What does Samantabhadra Bodhisattva refer to? The virtues of Samantabhadra Bodhi. Broadly speaking, it is the Avatamsaka Sutra. In the Avatamsaka, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva ranks first. Huayin is the eldest, and Puxian is the eldest son. Manjushri is great. In the Avatamsaka Sutra, on the ranking list, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva ranks first, Manjushri Bodhisattva ranks second. So it represents the Avatamsaka Sutra. So from this, can we know if this gold is not the Avatamsaka? What is it? Is it really a test? What is said in the Avatamsaka is all in the original text. The original text is of the Avatamsaka. The essence of the Avatamsaka is quite profound, isn't it? So this semester, we've started an Avatamsaka class, and a few students are joining us in this study. I don't dare to call myself a teacher or them students. We are all studying the Avatamsaka together to delve deeply into our doubts. Guyang is a parody of the Amitabha Sutra. The Avatamsaka is the Infinite Sutra. If you can immerse yourself deeply and broadly, then you can discuss the Amitabha Sutra. Oh, that's quite something. Why is that? To show complex ideas, strong foundation for effect. That's when what you say carries weight. That's the strategy. Introducing this sentence, discussing the Great Illumination and the Avatamsaka Sutra, it is unfinished. It's just the sentence. To truly bring out the essence of the Avatamsaka, 5 years wouldn't be enough. It's key to grasp the main principles. For Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, the key practice principle is Samantabhadra's 10 great vows. If the whole study and practice of Avatamsaka. 10. We refer to them as the 10 great vows. Practiced by Bodhisattvas. Boundless and infinite virtues. When summarized, they do not exceed these 10 general principles. Everyone is very familiar with these 10 principles. I believe every fellow practitioner can recite them. You can read it, you don't understand the meaning. It's like you understand them superficially. It means you are not clear or aware at home. The first one, experiencing all Buddhas. Due to time constraints, we cannot go into detail. We can only provide a general introduction. Look at the teachings of Buddhism. Respect comes first. Confucian teachings also place respect in the heart. What do they teach you? What is respect? Respect is faith virtue. It is the natural expression of the virtues within self-confidence, not something external. The virtuous practice of asceticism aligns with self-confidence in every path, all naturally expressing self-confidence. It can fulfill the Buddha's path. Buddha said, if a body doesn't do the universal conduct, they can't achieve the Buddha's path. In Confucianism, when we look at the Book of Rites, the first sentence establishes that there is nothing without respect. The Mushroom Sutra has the same meaning as the blessing of departing from the sutra. These sages and worthies of Confucianism have never met the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of Buddhism. They haven't intact. There hasn't been communication now, has there? Their teaching concepts and methods are almost exactly the same. It's precisely what we Chinese say, that great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. What should people prioritize? Respect comes first. Confucian understanding includes the intention behind actions. Body, mind and speech praise, sincerely. Buddhism explains this even more thoroughly. Respect is shown outwardly. With sincerity. In the heart, one is proactive. There is reverence. Blessings are objects of our regard. Who are Buddhas? The Buddhist scriptures mention past Buddhas, present Buddhas, and future Buddhas as blessings. Past Buddhas, as we see in the scriptures, were spoken of by Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha also introduced us to many present Buddhas. The familiar to everyone are Amitabha Buddha of the Western Pure Land and Medicine Buddha of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli world, who are present Buddhas. As for who the future Buddhas are, all sentient beings are future Buddhas. This makes the scope of reverence quite broad. The same respect we have for Amitabha Buddha should be extended to all sentient beings. If we apply the same technique of reverence to Amitabha Buddha and all sentient beings, if there is a difference in our respect, you are not practicing the conduct of Samantabhadra. You must have the same respect for all sentient beings as you do for Amitabha Buddha, completely equal. Only then are you cultivating the mind of restoration. The conduct of Samantabhadra differs from the reverence practiced by ordinary bodhisattvas, and this is the key point. It is about equality. In other words, as the sutras say, you cultivate the rationality of entering the Buddha with a pure and equal mind. This is called practicing the conduct of Samantabhadra. If your mind is not pure and equal, then what you are practicing is not correct. All sentient beings, as they say. I have both gratitude and resentment towards you. Those who have helped me, those who insulted me, those who framed me, they are all Buddhas. There should be no distinction. There are many like this. This is so hard to achieve. So hard, but it must be done. You don't do it not practicing Samantabhadra deed. You must earnestly strive to achieve this. You must understand that all sentient beings possess Buddha nature. Since they have Buddha nature, they are Buddhas. A respect for them is not based on their person or their current actions. Respect their Buddha nature. Their Buddha nature. It is no different from all Buddhas and Tathagatas. We respect their Buddha nature. This actually applies to sentient beings and even to non-sentient beings. In the formless realm, all things. For 70 years, Buddha told us non-sentient beings have discoveries. The intention, the same as the Buddha's heart. The Buddha distinguishes between sentient and non-sentient by saying, this heart, called the Buddha's heart and the Dharma heart, is actually one heart. Therefore, in the Avatamsaka Sutra, the Buddha says that sentient and non-sentient beings ultimately reach the same end. In other words, non-sentient beings are also Buddhas. Non-sentient beings should also be respected. With the same respect as for Amitabha Buddha. If there is a difference, then you are not truly cultivating the unseen heart. Let's use a simple example. A table is placed in front of you, and if there is something dirty on the table, you immediately clean it. It doesn't matter if the table is mine, or if I need to use it. I cultivate hardship. If table not placed properly, I straighten it. The chairs are also wiped clean and arranged neatly. Then when we leave, if the chair is knocked askew, it's disrespectful. This is called repairing, according to the teachings of the Buddha. Who are the people who cultivate for the benefit of others? At the Flower Adornment Assembly, all 41 Dharma Masters practice this, without exception. In the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss, all the virtuous people, everyone who is reborn there, from the highest to the lowest grade, everyone likes it. We haven't gone there yet. We haven't gone yet, so now is the time to develop the habit, making it easier when we reach the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss. If we don't develop this habit now, and our bad habits are very strong, how embarrassing it would be to be expelled from the Western Pure Land. It's said that the Western Pure Land of ultimate bliss doesn't expel people, but you might not be able to go. Amitabha Buddha and those virtuous people often say this, they have heavenly eyes and ears, and they listen. We can't see them, but they can see us. While we are practicing here, we are unaware that they can see us clearly and distinctly. They are selecting which people can come and which cannot. Hey, if you are chosen by them, they will come to guide you. Why am I chosen as a seed, meeting criteria? What they say is that we should earnestly do it now. Even if it's not thorough, it doesn't matter, as long as I keep doing it. Hey, when they see it, they'll be pleased, and will definitely choose you. Then, at the end of life, the Buddha and all the Bodhisattvas will come to meet you and hold a welcoming ceremony. It's important, very important. Time's up for now, and the meaning hasn't been fully explained. Next time, we'll start again from Li Jing's advice.